Hi, I'm Meredith Levy, and I'm a playwright with the Hollins Playwrights Lab. When I came in to the program, I was really struggling to even know what playwriting was. I had lots of ideas, but I didn't necessarily know the best way to write them down and to translate them into plays. So I came looking for craft, and I came looking for structure. Now that I am in my third summer, I can say that I am still learning all of those things. It's not something you learn overnight. It takes, a long time. But I'm getting there, and I'm building my toolkit, and I'm really starting to appreciate all of the different levels of craft and structure. I think my biggest accomplishment has been completing what I imagined to be a full process. I wrote a play, I revised it, I revised it some more, I got productions, I put it on its feet, I revised it some more, and now it's starting to breathe and stand on its own, which is a really wonderful thing to see actually happen. Now that I've done that full process with a play, I've learned a lot about myself as an artist and a lot about my own creative process, and starting to apply those lessons to new plays that I have started since then. I'm really starting to learn about myself and how I function really as a playwright, and how I can be more effective with my time and more effective with what I'm putting on stage. Well, Decision Heights started, really the process started with a studio production that I did as part of my undergraduate thesis. So I wrote the play, I had a couple of readings during the fall to kind of get it in a place where I could put it on stage, and then we had that workshop production. And you can learn a lot in a reading, but you learn way more when you actually put it on its feet, and you have to think about things like props and blocking and transitions. So that studio production was really the start of that process for Decision Height. And then I was really lucky, and I got to have a main stage production at Hollins about 6 months after that initial studio production. And that production brought representatives from the Kennedy Center, and they had lots of ideas on where I should submit the play. And so I started submitting it, and it won a regional award with Kennedy Center. And so it went to Georgia and had a reading there, and then that, that play was put into a national pot of awards, and it ended up going to DC, which was great. And since then, I've had time to work with the play with multiple theater artists, the most significant being Bob Moss came down during a summer and worked with me on the play. And it really went leaps and bounds. And so we restaged it as part of the regional festival this past year, 2014, and it was so well received that it went back to nationals in DC. So it's kind of come this full circle, and it's been really wonderful to work with so many people like Bob Moss, and to also get to go to places like the National Festival in DC and meet people like Gary Garrison and Greg Henry. It's been really great. Yes, it has. It's had multiple productions at different colleges across the country, and each college production has been a different draft of the script, and we're finally getting to a point where the script is really, really solid. And part of that is thanks to the Kennedy Center. The most recent award that I just won was the Harold and Mimi Steinberg National Student Playwriting Award. And part of that is that they hand the script off to Samuel French to consider for publication. So I am in negotiations with Samuel French to get it published, and hopefully that will happen before spring 2015. That's very exciting. And the hope is that with that being published, that more colleges will have access to the script and more consistent productions can happen across the country. The classes that stick out in my mind are docudrama. I took that with Art Barreca. He's incredibly thoughtful, and that class was great in teaching me the breadth of that genre. I took theater and societal change with Bonnie Metzger. She is a genius. Take any class with her that you can get. I also loved first drafts with our program director, Todd. That class just taught me a lot about my own process and my own way of creating, and how my way is really slow and I can be more efficient with my time. The biggest thing it's going to do for you as a theater artist is it's going to push you, it's going to challenge you, it's going to introduce you to people that you might not get to meet otherwise, and it's really going to make you look at the field and look at the craft and decide what you want out of it. And then it's going to give you the tools on how to get there. But it's really going to help you be a better theater artist. That's why you should come here.